Hello everyone, this is Halloween Crazy. I wanted to make a little video showing my THD 3000 that I got for Christmas, give a little story behind him, show him, and pretty much say what I think about him. I'll talk about his flaws, I'll talk about what's good with him, and yeah, so first, let's start talking about how I got him, right? So, he retailed at Home Depot for the 2023 Halloween season for about $280, and usually he was online only, although I know there were stores in more popular areas that had him in stock, but my local store and many others did not really get him in store unless there was maybe a return or something where they would have it, but he was pretty much an online only prop. Now that's not really an issue, they have free shipping or whatever, but I never really got to see him on display until I have him right now. Also, if you hear any noise in the background, that's my kitten. Sorry about that. Basically, I was not going to spend $280 on him. As we know, Home Depot doesn't really discount things, like they don't have coupons or anything like that. Basically what I did is, I liked him the entire Halloween season, but I waited, and then he went 50% off. And he was around like 120 something, maybe 125, I don't know the math. He was around somewhere like that. Maybe it was 135, I don't know. But he was basically 50% off, and I still really wasn't into it. I mean, I didn't want to have him be like a super pricey thing. I think he was really cool, I just didn't want to spend that money on it. And then I was waiting and waiting for him to go 75% off, because then he would be about, I think it was going to be like 70 or 80 bucks. Don't remember exactly. And well, I waited, and I woke up one morning and he was sold out. And they had a bunch of him in stock too. He wasn't a great seller throughout the season, which I don't really understand because he is such a unique, cool, and advanced animatronic. He is the second, or I guess almost third, animatronic to use this cool like servo blinking mechanism if you count Yoda, but we have Lethal Lily, which is the witch Yoda if you count it, even though Yoda doesn't look up and down, by the way. He only looks side to side, just noted. And you could say like Grim has the same eye type thing, but I'm talking about blinking and stuff like that. But this guy's pretty much new. And what I did is I went on Facebook and I was like, did anyone get him for 75% off? Some guy, I think he was, I forget where he was, but he basically was like, yeah, I bought like 50 of them. No, he was like, I bought like 15 of them at my local Home Depot, because I guess they had them in the box there on sale. And he'd be willing to sell me one. And then, with shipping and stuff, because it was a pretty big, and he's pretty big box, and he's like 30 pounds. With everything, it came out to be pretty much the 50% off. I maybe got like $10 less than the 50% off price, but I really wanted him, and I was really bummed out that I missed my opportunity to get him at 75% off, because people were waiting, obviously. People were like waiting for the moment to get it to go off, and I think with time zones, it probably went off with California at 12 or something, so I was sound asleep when it happened. But either way, I did not get him then, and then the guy was really nice on Facebook, and I forget his name, but he sold it to us, and it got shipped in the mail, and I pretty much got it for a Christmas gift. I didn't want to spend the money on it, so I was like, Mom, I usually get Christmas gift, Halloween animatronic stuff, so I was like, can you just get me this for Christmas? And she was like, sure. It was like my main Christmas gift. I also got like other things like the pneumatic grandpa and a pumpkin stack. It's nothing crazy, but I just got stuff like that. And yeah, so here he is. So that's the story about how I got him. He is really cool. So he basically is called the THD 3000, which stands for the Home Depot 3000. So it's kind of like a little reference. He's basically like an android robot that is out to kill. And he's really unique and really cool. And I guess some of that is why he's such a bad seller, is because he's so unique and so cool. Not many people like him, and I don't understand why, because I think he is very awesome. I know obviously there's a certain type of person that would enjoy him more than other. He's more sci-fi, and he's also very tall. I know I'm kind of going everywhere with this review right now, but I would like to say he is very tall and very menacing. He's definitely an animatronic you could probably leave up all year round if you were into that type of stuff. If you have like a man cave, maybe put like a try me button on him or something. But he's just so cool. One of the reasons why I like him is I'd say he's probably one of the most decently advanced animatronics that we've gotten in a long time. More advanced than Grimm, in a way. Eh, actually, yeah, no, yeah, I would say he is, and I'll say why, and I'll talk about all of his features and details. So let's start talking about the actual animatronic itself. So I said how I got it, I said why it's cool, and how most people didn't really like him. Let me talk about the actual stuff with him. So right, so THD 3000, you're basically getting a Home Depot SVI. He's made by SVI. You're getting a Home Depot SVI quality animatronic. He has first of all, he's 7 feet tall. I know I already said that, but he's very, very tall, very menacing. Even if you're like a 6 foot tall person, he's definitely towering over you a little bit, but he's not towering you over too much to be like a really awkward looking character. He's just big. And if you, especially if you're a little kid and you're looking up at him and he has this humongous bionic blade, you're gonna be like a little scared. But so his features. This arm moves up and down. The arm with the blade moves up and down. The blade lights up from down there and it goes through the whole thing, which looks pretty nice. If you don't like it, you can always unplug it, but it makes it look like it's a glowing blade. Obviously, people are gonna say, I wish there was blood on the blade. Add blood on the blade if you want. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might not, but it glows, so you could say it's some like alien sci-fi thing. He has 3 LEDs here that are blue. They just light up. It has this fiber optic tubing around that part of his area to kind of look like muscle, or maybe it just looks really cool. It's just one of those other like little features that are on him. I guess SVI kind of like experimented with this animatronic a lot, you know. They gave it like pretty good stuff. So, and then I think I already said each arm moves up and down from the shoulder area. He has the 3-axis servo head, so that's left and right, up and down, tilt left and right, whatever. It has the moving mouth, and it has the eyes, left, right, up, down, so the eyes can do pretty much anything. And this one has the blinking feature, which is something Lethal Lily also had, which is just 1 servo. Unfortunately, it's only 1 eye and not this eye. So this eye is just completely static. It doesn't blink, it doesn't move around or anything, unfortunately. I understand why, you know, with it blinking and the LED, oh, I'm sorry, there's an LED light there and not one in here. But let me talk about that real quick. So on the original description or the original box or something, it says how he has moving eyes or blinking eyes or something, and then they like corrected it to eye. I think maybe in a prototype phase, he had this eye actually moved, or maybe even blunk too. Which would have been cool. Obviously, with him blinking and the LED being on, you would see it through and it would look kind of awkward. But I also am not a huge fan of how this light doesn't move around. I feel like that would really be a cool effect, you know, with there's fog and you see like this beam, like look around, and you know, it would just look really cool. And the one eye is perfectly fine. You know, you put a spotlight on him and you can notice it and whatever. But I just think that was a cool feature. Obviously, they cut it out. Maybe it just didn't look right. Maybe budget cuts. Maybe didn't have enough time to perfect it. His face sculpt is, he basically only has the front side of his face. It's like this vinyl feel. It's not very much similar to latex. It feels more like the Gemmy Witches, but maybe a little bit more elasticy, which is because the eye blinking. You can't make that with latex, or else it would instantly rip or just get bad, or maybe they're just getting smart, I don't know. The paint on him, I think, is really good, at least on mine. It has speckles of like this dark green all throughout him, actually, on this arm here, which, now this is something that really bugs me. I'm gonna get off topic for a little bit. When you see him from the front, he looks like he has a normal arm, but you really don't see this side of the arm, which is all gory and has the metal coming out and the green dots that I talked about. And there also is Velcro at the bottom here, but there's no place to Velcro it. It's only at the top, so kind of random, but just wanted to note that. But yeah, so you know, it would be kind of cool to bend his arm so that he's like looking like that maybe, and then like lift his arm like that. I don't know. It's very thin metal. I don't want to mess with it right now. If other people do it, maybe I will. But it does kind of bother me because there's not even anything here, which maybe they shouldn't put something on his wrist just to be like, you know, that might be a bad choice. But you know, but it's just a little pain sucking because it kind of looks like a perfectly normal human arm. And then on this side, it looks really creepy and gory. And you don't really see him from this side. Like, no one looks at him from that side. So, minor thing. No blood splatters or anything on this side. Something interesting to note is there's a little piece of Velcro here. Because I know with the marsh monster, he had fabric that would go on his shoulders like this to hide the mechanism, but there was no Velcro, so it would just move away or fly away with the wind. But they have specifically Velcro here so that it all stays in one piece. And you can see like the cylinders, or I don't even know what these are supposed to be. These don't look like cylinders to me, but maybe they're supposed to be his hinge point here, like he's a robot. A lot of fake like nuts and bolts and screws and stuff like that. I did see that some people's blades actually broke off because of the plastic that holds it on. It's kind of heavy. I understand why. Hopefully mine is fine. But going to the back, his back doesn't have too much detail. I mean, it's airbrushed with the human stuff, but it's nothing crazy. I think he actually is pretty gory though, I will say. There's a lot of the blood and stuff around his mechanicalness, which I don't think makes much sense, because if he was actually a robot or whatever, there wouldn't be blood. It would just be skin and then instantly the metal. But I think he looks a lot cooler like this. Around, you can see it, this piece Velcro's on, but there's really nothing beyond. You can see up here something interesting. It's like blue. I guess it's like supposed to match like the blade color and the stuff. It's like the bionic fluid, or you could just say whatever. But it's only on the top there. It's not anywhere here, which is just something to note. I talked about this. So his chest looks pretty whatever. I like, it looks fine. His neck here is actually latex, not vinyl, and I think it looks fine too. The head has just some normal stuff. The paint job I think looks good on mine. I know someone had like a really interesting one where the black spots were like really big or something. It looked really weird. It was a popular YouTuber too. Forget who, but I'm happy with mine. There's no obnoxious spots, but he does look a little dirty. With these nice tubes, which by the way, there's little holes on top that you're supposed to put these tubes in. So some people just leave them off like that, but if you just see the holes and you put them in, I don't shove them in. Like, you don't want to go like that, it will affect the movement, but if you just lightly put it in there, he should still be able to move around. And you can see, because of that, mine's not getting all stuck up. Sorry about that. Moving on down, he has two pieces, which again, same thing, you have to shove them on the little pieces, but you have two wires here. You can see all of the actual wires for the animatronic right here, but they just kind of blend in. Like, I wouldn't even mind having them like more over there, but it shouldn't really affect anything because it's a robot, so wires are okay, but you can see them over there. His control box is actually in his pants, which is kind of a bad spot for them because there's no access to them, at least to my knowledge. Like, there's no like cut in his back where you can like go in there. What I usually do is I'll have to reach my hand through the front, like right here, and adjust his volume, or I'll have to go completely like lift this up and then pull down his pants, which is really just not ideal. But his actual shirt consists of like this. I guess you could say maybe it's a cloak. He has a cape, which is supposed to go on one side like that and kind of droop down, and then when his arm moves, it moves the whole cape. It's really cool. And then he has pants, which are like completely separate, but he does have them, and they have these like little cuffs at the bottom, except for this one because it's ripped off. You can see over here he has a boot, and he has one of those pegs here so that you don't do it like that, so that it goes correctly. And then this foot here, which is really cool. It kind of looks like a Five Nights at Freddy's foot, but it has, the joints. Nothing can move, obviously. It's just one piece of plastic, but I think the detailing looks really good. And then the leg goes up here, and then it just stops. It doesn't go up much further than the fabric, but the fabric's cut off there. Pretty cool. Boot's not really detailed, but it doesn't need to be detailed. It's just black. It doesn't really matter. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, he has his little spinal cord here, which is just going over the plastic. I'm sorry, no, it's just going over the tubing. And yeah, so I'm gonna plug him in. Now mine has this glitch. Others might not have this, but mine does. If you like play him like right after the other phrase, his servo head does not have enough time to like reset and like actually play the function of the phrase. So what I'll have to do for this, and hopefully it doesn't happen, but what I'll have to do is I'll have to wait like 2 seconds after the phrase comes, so it completely stops, and then do it, and then the servo head should work. Also notice he only has 2 teeth, and his mouth doesn't really go far back, which is fine. It's just the way it's made. Oh, and his face is like, there's a hard plastic under the entire thing. It's really good. There's no deformities, obviously. And I would also say there's some burn marks. Like, they actually put some black shadows around the holes to look like burn marks. Okay, and let me just turn up his volume right now so you'll see me reach in there. The way his modes are, he has on, which is like the sensor mode. He has off and try me, which are like the same thing. And then he has lights only, where all his lights will just turn on and nothing else. All right, so that's that. He has about 4 or 5 maybe phrases, and I'll play all of them. And I'll show you them, and hopefully the head thing doesn't mess up. If it does, it's perfectly fine, but because it's not breaking, it's kind of weird. And here we go, enjoy.
Don't bother running, human. My tracking sensors still function, and your destruction is imminent. My internal calculations have determined that your chances of escape are less than 1%. Goodbye.
That was phrase 1. All right, it should be good to go again.
I have been sent to exterminate you weak humans. Nothing will get between me and my objective, for that is my programming. It is pointless to resist. We are superior. Halt.
Oh, there we go.
You are an
So you
unknown
see,
intruder
that's the
in this
glitch.
sector. Scanning for identification. Searching
But I'll
complete.
show.
You are approved for extermination.
There's the blue
Stand
fiber
by.
optic, there's the
Thank
blue
you for your
LEDs,
cooperation.
there's the one
Have a
LED.
nice day.
Alright, so he's not gonna... It only really does that if you do it like right after. So if I put him on like a try me button or like a little clicker, it should be perfectly fine, like it's gonna work now.
We may look similar, but our intellects are incomparable, foolish human. Ha ha! You cannot hide from us. Scanning for life form. Target identified. Your resistance will only extend your suffering. Upgrade and join us. I will make you like me.
Don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. Alright. There we go, it should be good.
Millions of years of evolution to arrive at this point in humanity. The next logical step is for you to be upgraded, reconstructed, improved. This world does not belong to you. It belongs to us. Do you not realize? You will take the next step and assimilate now or be deleted.
Alright, should be good.
Don't bother running, human. My tracking sensors still function, and your destruction is imminent. My internal calculations have determined that your chances of escape are less than 1%. Goodbye.
Let's do a second phrase again, because I think that's the one that cut out.
I have been sent to exterminate you weak humans. Nothing will get between me and my objective, for that is my programming. It is pointless to resist. We are superior.
I'll do one last time. Here we go.
Halt. You are an unknown intruder in this sector. Scanning for identification. Searching complete. You are approved for extermination. Stand by. Thank you for your cooperation. Have a nice day.
There we go. And
You
now,
may look similar,
doesn't work, you see.
but our intellects are
so it's really interesting. I don't know why it does that. Might have something to do with like a constant mode where like it's triggering in maybe that's why it doesn't have a constant mode. Maybe it knows the servos need a second to just pause and then go back into the next phrase. I don't know. Hopefully it gets fixed. Some issues with this guy. Obviously this, like, look at it. It looks like a perfectly normal human hand, and then this side looks absolutely amazing. Like, let's take a look. What is that down there? Like a little, who knows what that is, but it looks so good. some minor things. Obviously, this is Home Depot, so they can't really use blood. So, I mean, obviously they did, but you're not gonna walk into Home Depot and see like a bloody corpse because it's Home Depot, obviously. But you know, it would be nice since it was online only for it to have. That's probably this is probably why it's online only, if we're gonna be honest. It would be nice if there was like a little splatter, nothing crazy, you know, not drenched in blood, but just like a splatter on it would look pretty good, I guess, on the tip. Even though that would be unrealistic, it should be like covered in blood if he's actually done anything. Again, the eyes, I've seen issues with the eyes where they rip in the corners. You can see mine might be starting to rip. I don't really mind unless it like actually affects the movement, because a little rip is not gonna ruin the character. But if it becomes where his eyelids like detach from the plastic that moves, I will be annoyed. If they send out new replacement heads, let me know, because I'd like to get one just for when the time comes. There's also some sort of like screw bulging out of his forehead. That's fine, it doesn't matter. Although now that I did that, it looks like I made paint come off. Oh, that's lovely. Well, anyways, that bothers me now. So yeah, I think he's fine. He's gonna be great. He's gonna go with the exterminator prop, the guy with the flamethrower. So he's gonna be like, and like he'll be next to him, like he's maybe killing him or something like that. I'll try to get the exterminator. I guess I'll have to be on that side so the gun's facing him. But anyways, or maybe I'll put him on this side. We'll see how things go. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. I really do like this animatronic. I hope he lasts. Unfortunately, he wasn't a big hit. So nothing like him will probably come back in the market for a while. Maybe something will, and hopefully something does, because I'm a fan of it. I love animatronics. I have a collection of my own. So I think just like an animatronic is really amazing. So yeah, so thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.